week 8 of the fantasy football season, and here's a few running backs I would drop this week. The first guy, Jeffrey Wilson Jr. of the San Francisco 49ers. So Jeff Wilson, he's played good football, but obviously Christian McCaffrey got traded to this 49ers late last week. So now Jeff Wilson, he got some work in the Week 7 game, and he looked good versus the Chiefs. 7 carries, 54 yards in that one. But right now with CMC over there, they're not going to trade all those draft picks to have Christian McCaffrey sit on the bench or not get as many snaps. So Jeff Wilson Jr. had a decent run filling in for Elijah Mitchell, and Mitchell might even be back Week 10 after their bye week. But right now, if the CMC traded over there, he's an easy drop candidate this week. If you're a CMC owner, maybe you want to hold on to him as a handcuff, but besides that, there's no reason to roster Jeff Wilson Jr. Next guy is Breece Hall of the New York Jets. Breece Hall, he was on some run this season here in his rookie campaign for this Jet team, and one of the better running backs in fantasy football and in the league. But it's a shame he tore the ACL versus the Denver Broncos. In redraft leagues, he's an easy drop this week, obviously. So the last few games, he was on a tear before going down. Week 5 versus Miami, 18 carries, 97 yards, a touch with 2 catches, 100 yards. Week 6 at Green Bay, 20 carries, 116 yards, a touchdown, 2 catches, 5 yards. At Week 7 at the Denver Broncos, he was off to a monster start, 4 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown. But now he's on the shelf. He's out for the season. Hopefully he recovers in time for the start of the next season here as Breece Hall. And wish him well here, but he was a stud so far this season for fantasy owners. But right now, obviously, he's not going to be useful, and he's an easy drop in redraft leagues this week. And the third and final running back I look to drop this week's Kenyon Drake of the Baltimore Ravens. So Drake, he was a big waiver wire ad last week here, but obviously he didn't do much in this ball game. And yeah, he did get 11 carries, 5 yards rushing. So it was a fluky ball game versus the New York Giants, where their running defense just isn't good. We've seen it now a few times this season. We saw the Cowboys rush over 150 yards early in the season. We saw Travis Etienne rush over 100 yards in Week 7's ball game, and we saw Drake a few weeks ago in Week 6 over 109 yards. So Drake had the good ball game because it was the New York Giants rush defense. But right here, he didn't do much in the game versus the Cleveland Browns. Gus Edwards is back. He looks like the better back. And Gus Edwards, when he plays, this guy puts yards up, 5 yards per carry for the most part of his career for Gus Edwards. So right now, Gus Edwards looks like the man over there in the backfield for Baltimore over Kenyon Drake and Justice Hill. So this week here, I will put Drake back on the wire. So that's a few running backs I look to drop here for Week 8 of the fantasy football season.